Welcome back, Bison Nation. I'm Delaney Schutz.
And I'm Kate Hamilton.
And tonight we'll be bringing you through campus, local, and national news. The Career and Advising Center is hosting a free professional headshot event on Wednesday, April 15th from 9 a.m. to noon in the Memorial Union Ballroom. Students can stop by during the event to receive a complimentary headshot perfect for resumes, LinkedIn profiles, and other professional uses. The event comes at an ideal time as many students prepare for summer job opportunities. In addition to photos, staff will be available to offer tips on resume building, strengthening LinkedIn profiles, and navigating the job search process. Organizers encourage students to dress professionally.
The Bison Information Network went to Festival Concert Hall yesterday to get a glimpse of NDSU's The Sound of Music production. Take a look. For the past few months, the members of Theater NDSU and the Challey School of Music have been preparing for their production of Rodgers and Hammerstein's The Sound of Music. The Sound of Music tells the story of a young nun, Maria, who is sent to the Von Trapp family to serve as governess for 7 unruly children. There she teaches the children to sing and gradually captures the heart of Captain Von Trapp, only to have their world splintered by the invasion of the Nazis. Based on a true story of the Von Trapp family singers, The Sound of Music reminds us that hope can be found and transformed into courage, and with heartfelt compassion and determination, every mountain can be climbed. The show stars members of both Theater NDSU and Challey School of Music, the General University, and children from the local area. The production goes up April 9th to the 11th at 7:30 p.m. and April 12th at 2 p.m. in Festival Concert Hall. So why should people come to see The Sound of Music?
We put a lot of work in, and we just have a fun cast and crew, and it's just been really fun. And we just really love your support because it's more exciting for us to perform every night on stage if you guys are there and watching.
Because every single person who is a part of this production has put in so much work. Everyone has worked so hard, from the backstage crew to all the actors on stage, every orchestra member in the pit. It's been really awesome to have a team that cares this much. So that's why you should come see it, because we all care so much.
Tickets are $20 for adults, $15 for seniors, $10 for students, all ages including children, and all seating is general admission. NDSU students can also get free admission with their NDSU ID. This is Kate Hamilton reporting from the Bison Information Network.
The Spring Indoor Market is coming to West Acres Mall this Saturday, April 11th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visitors can explore a wide range of vendors from the market at West Acres, featuring local favorites like Krebs Family Farm, Red River Garlic and Produce, Black Cat Bakery, and many more. In addition to shopping, there will be activities like Brainy Inc. and Spring Make and Take Craft, live music by Eric Martins, and other events throughout the day. Coordinators encourage everyone to stop by, explore the different booths, and enjoy a day of shopping and entertainment right inside the mall.
A fire at a South Fargo apartment building Tuesday night has displaced residents from 2 units. Crews responded to the building on 33rd Street South around 9:20 p.m. after reports of alarms and a fire in the second floor apartment. When firefighters arrived, flames were visible, but the fire was quickly brought under control. The building was evacuated, and while most residents were able to return, 2 units were left uninhabitable due to fire and water damage. No injuries were reported, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation.
The crew of Artemis II is due to return from their trip around the moon on Friday, April 10th off the coast of San Diego. Astronauts Reed Wiseman, Christina Koch, and Victor Glover of NASA, along with astronaut Jeremy Hansen of the Canadian Space Agency, launched April 1st from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida for the 10-day mission. The crew traveled 248,655 miles from Earth, making history as the furthest distance traveled by humans, a record previously held by the Apollo 13 crew. According to NASA, this mission aimed to test the Orion spacecraft systems for future manned missions to the moon in 2028.
House Democrats are pushing for the passage of a resolution that will pause military action in Iran during the upcoming session on Thursday. New York Representative Hakeem Jeffries advocated bipartisan unity in a letter to his colleagues and urged Republican and Democrat representatives to set aside party loyalties to uphold their patriotic duties. While Congress is currently in recess, Thursday's session will be a brief and a unanimous agreement would need to be reached to become approved.
Alleged Long Island serial killer Rex Heuermann pleaded guilty to killing 8 women in court on Wednesday over a 19-year period from 1993 to 2011. Investigators arrested Heuermann in 2023 after DNA connected him to crime scene evidence. He will be sentenced in June and is expected to receive life in prison without parole, closing this case and hopefully providing closure to the victims' families.
Over 270,000 Chevrolet Malibu cars are being recalled for rear camera screen malfunctions in 2023 through 2025 models. Currently, GM says that they are unaware of any accidents that have been caused by the issue. However, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration warns that it could result in impaired views of behind the vehicle that could increase the risk of a crash. Cameras will be replaced for free at dealerships, with owners beginning to be notified mid-May. Next up is Spotlight with Rich.
My name is Becky Parker, and I'm a news anchor at WDAY-TV. I graduated from NDSU in 2010 with a degree in journalism, broadcasting, and mass communication technologies, and then I had an emphasis on broadcasting. Principles of broadcast production and advanced broadcast production. Those were favorites because they were the most relevant for career experience. You're calling people for interviews, you're writing an article. It doesn't just feel like an assignment, it's like actually doing it. I was the news director for the first full semester of the Bison Information Network. The BIN advisor here was very much invested in me to actually have a career in broadcasting. He helped me get my internship and my first job. The people in NDSU's Department of Communication are really interested and helpful in getting students the connections that they need in order to get a job beyond school.
No kid deserves to go hungry, but try as they might, not every family can afford to put food on the table every day. That's why the Great Plains Food Bank and their partner agencies work every day to bring food to our hungry neighbors. Every dollar donated can provide 4 meals for those in need. Go to greatplainsfoodbank.org and donate today, so no kid in North Dakota ever has to go hungry.
Hello, Bison Nation. Welcome to Bison Spotlight, the show where we talk about entertainment news and drama. I'm Rich McConnell, and let's jump into the news. The rapper known as Lil TJ was arrested on Monday for having connections to the non-lethal shooting of another rapper, Offset. The Seminole Police Department responded to a call that Offset had been shot in the valet area of the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood. According to a department spokesperson, the scene started out as a fight and then escalated. There was reportedly another person on the scene, but no arrests have been made. Lil TJ was charged with disorderly conduct with bail as set at $500, as well as a traffic violation with a $2,500 bond. TJ and Offset had issues in the past, stemming from a live stream in early 2025 where TJ said, quote, Offset broke, and that Offset had a gambling addiction and owed TJ money. Offset's injuries were non-lethal, and his representative said that he was getting medical care. Fashion designer Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, has been barred from entering the United Kingdom following controversy stemming from past anti-Semitic comments. Ye was supposed to headline Wireless, a 3-day-long London-based hip-hop festival, which has now been cancelled following the ban, which was issued by the UK government. Wireless was supposed to be the next step of Ye's attempted comeback to music, which also included a new album and many performances in North America. After he announced he was headlining the festival, however, many sponsors began to pull out, and British politicians started to speak out, leading to the government to bar him entry to the country. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer posted on X following the cancellation, quote, "Kanye West should have never been invited to headline Wireless. The government stands firmly with the Jewish community, and we will not stop in our fight to confront and defeat the poison of anti-Semitism." Sony Pictures Entertainment is planning on hundreds of layoffs as part of their restructuring following the leaving of Colin Davis, EVP of Comedy Development. The layoffs, which are meant to be a few hundred out of the 12,000 global employees for Sony Entertainment, have already started and are expected to continue into the coming months. Sony says that the layoffs are not a cost-driven exercise, but instead a targeted and strategic choice for growth in other areas, among which are brand extension, anime, next-gen content, platform-native content, and utilization of YouTube, and Sony Group ecosystem connectivity, which includes adaptations of video games, such as the popular Spider-Man adaptations on the PlayStation. This restructuring seems to be a step forward for Sony, allowing for more focus to go into certain areas that have been put on the back burner for a while. Only time will tell, though, for how everything will turn out. This past weekend was a big one for the box office, with the Super Mario Galaxy movie coming out last week, topping the box office with a $132 million gross income last weekend, bringing it to $102 million total. The other top movies last weekend were Project Hail Mary, The Drama, Pixar's Hoppers, and Reminders of Him. That's all I have for you today. The next up is Sports with Grant. Have a great day, Bison Nation. Roll Herd.
I'm your friend.
I am your coworker.
I'm your neighbor.
There's no set person that defines who needs help in North Dakota.
I play cards with your grandmother every week.
Hunger is becoming more and more widespread and more known because there are people standing up and saying, hey, this can't happen. We can't be having this in our state, in our community.
I sit next to you in math class.
It's proving that they're learning better and they're not coming to school so hungry on Monday morning. We're engaging them and we're helping them learn. I mean, people want to help their fellow citizens, and in this food bank, in this agency, that is exactly what's happening, is people really, truly care.
I'm here.
I'm here to change the faces.
I'm here to change the faces of hunger.
My name is Addie Stewart, and I graduated from NDSU in the Department of Communication in 2018. My degree was in strategic communication, and I'm the communications specialist for the city of West Fargo. That includes social media, press releases, breaking news, interviews, media relations, and more. I went into communication because I wanted to do something I was passionate about. There were so many opportunities. I knew I could work for nonprofits, government, small business, agency work. Professors in the department definitely impacted me a lot in my life, making sure that once I graduated college, I knew I could get a job here just because of the connections in the department and the great morale that was in Fargo. Future students should definitely come to NDSU because it's a degree like no other here.
Welcome back to Bison Sports. I'm Grant Hubbard filling in for Jack Higgins. NDSU women's basketball coach Jory Collins has been named the KYOW National Coach of the Year Award winner. Collins won the award for guiding the Bison to a 29-win season, a Summer League championship game appearance, and a #1 seed in the WBIT. The award goes to the top head coach in D1 women's basketball who embodies the winning spirit while displaying great character on and off the court. That's not the only good news for Coach Collins, as it was announced on Jossie Schiller's X account that a bulk of last season's record-breaking roster is coming back in a post that read, "No place we'd rather be." The players in the graphic were headlined by Schiller, Avery Coonan, Marissa Frost, Carrington Asp, and the other players on the graphic included Riley Simon, Abby Kraswinski, McKenna Johnson, Lily Niebuhr, Sophie Hawkinson, and Georgia L. Hawkinson and L redshirted this past season. On April 1st, North Dakota State Athletics announced that they would be moving their wrestling programs from the Big 12 to the Pac-12. NDSU joins Air Force, Cal Poly, Cal State Bakersfield, Little Rock, Northern Illinois, Northern Colorado, and South Dakota State as affiliate members. Oregon State is the only original Pac-12 school still wrestling in the conference. NDSU wrestling head coach Obi Blanc commented on the move saying, quote, "The profile of the conference's membership aligns well with our goals as a program, and this move provides our student athletes with the opportunity to compete for championships at the conference level and sets the Bison up with a foundation for NCAA national championship success." Men's golf finished second on Tuesday at the Racer Intercollegiate Tournament at the Country Club of Paducah, hosted by Murray State University. Jake Scarperud paced NDSU by taking 4th overall after finishing 3 under par in the 54-hole event. Rylan Petrie finished tied for 5th by finishing 2 under par. Chattanooga won the team event, and the Mocs' Evan Rogers won the individual title by finishing 7 under par to claim the title by 1 stroke over Patton Samuels of Austin Peay. The golf team closes the 25-26 season at the Hawkeye Invitational in Riverside, Iowa on the 20th and 21st of April. For more Bison news and opinions, watch the Bison Overtime Show with yours truly, Ethan Nybach, and Peter Velka every week here on the Bison Information Network YouTube channel. That is it for our news and sports for us this week. For all of us here at Bison Information Network, thank you for watching. I'm Grant Hubbard. Horns up and go Bison.